Good morning and welcome to The Point. It is Friday, February 12th, 2021. Thank you to those of you joining us on the GBN, Grenada Broadcasting Network's Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, the website www.gbn.gd, GBN TV, channel 7, 11 and 20. Good morning to the viewers on the Go to Fets Facebook page, Party Grenada's Facebook page and website, and good morning to the listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9. It is Open Line Friday here on To The Point. This is where we give you, our viewers and listeners, an opportunity to call in and share your thoughts, your concerns, ask questions, make queries on anything you think we need to be made aware of. If you have information to share, this is a platform to do so. You can call us on the landline. It's 435-2041, or you can message us on WhatsApp. It's also 435-2041. Please, only written messages on WhatsApp. No voice or video calls, no voice notes, no YouTube links, no pictures or other videos. Only written messages, please, on WhatsApp. You can also send in your comments, questions, queries, concerns on the GBN, Grenada Broadcasting Network's Facebook page and the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel. As promised yesterday, while the phone is not ringing as yet, yesterday on Good Morning Grenada, Talk to Things Thursday, many of you shared your thoughts on the... I just go blank. Yes, sorry about that. Many of you shared your thoughts on the Prime Minister's proposal to start a social fund, and there were a few comments on the WhatsApp that I did not get to yesterday. So while we wait on the phones to ring this morning, I will get back to some of the comments yesterday as promised in relation to the establishment of the social fund as proposed by Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell. One comment on WhatsApp yesterday said, this social fund is nonsense. My money will be socially distanced from this social fund. Pay me my 4%. We are all poor and vulnerable. I don't have, and you still want to take more? Joke you're making. I already pay too much in taxes. Another WhatsApper said, on one side of the Prime Minister's mouth, he's throwing word for the working people, and on the other side, he is asking them to contribute to the fund. Who is he thinking he is fooling? A fresh comment coming in this morning. Somebody says, what we need is a more structured unemployment fund where a percentage is deducted from salaries, and once a contributor becomes unemployed, he will benefit. All right, nobody on the phone lines as yet. Back to the WhatsApp. Somebody else on WhatsApp says the Prime Minister is asking for help from workers to assist people who are not working, but there are children whose parents are not working under the SEED program, and SEED officers removed their names and they're still going to school. Let's start with the infants before we try the adults, because the help he is asking for doesn't come to the people at all. Let me make a pass on the other social media before I go back to, okay, we have a caller. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. Let's try this again. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you do?
Pretty good, and you?
I'm great.
Okay, I want to share 2 things on the social fund. It is, in my view, vulgar. Just a suggestion. We have seen how the state resources are being administered in this country. Very pathetic. And I speak with information, and I can say to you, when persons in the country who have whatever problem go for assistance, what happens is that it is done politically, partisan politically. So it is not of what the person wanted. They need the funding and they get it. It is done because of your political affiliation. It is clear. It is done every day. State resources are being done to do that. It is preposterous for the Prime Minister now to go on national television and asking for such a fund to be established. I think about people going around the country every time in motorcade trying to raise funds when the loved ones need medical attention. We still to see the setup of that fund, that insurance dealing with headed by the person who is in the Senate now, Chester Humphrey. It is yet to be established all of these years. And now they are coming and calling on people to contribute their own monies so that the Prime Minister and others could use it to their own women fancies. That wouldn't work. It is ridiculous to suggest such a thing in such a time. People would not contribute, and I ask people not to contribute to that because we had an ample opportunity where, at the time, the dividends that was derived from Grenlec could have go into a fund like that. All of those other bodies where government derived dividends, we could have gone set up a fund and establish it with proper administration. But no, everything that is done in this country, it is done partisan politically wise. And it is unfair to our people to be calling now for us to be part of such a social fund. I detest it, and every Grenadian should. Thank you very much, and have a good...
Thank you very much. You have yourself a good day as well. Thank you very much, caller. Let me go back to the social media. Somebody on WhatsApp says the Prime Minister and his cabinet needs to show solidarity. For the teachers by taking a 4% pay cut or donate to the social fund. I would like to know how much money they collected for the COVID-19 response fund they were advertising last year, June, July. Good morning, caller.
Good morning to my sweetheart, Auntie Blossom.
Morning, Miss Jacob. How you do?
Well, I did girl, if you know how I'm happy. And if you know, I could come and take you out from that studio and tap me back. Bring you right home without... I bring you on my back, I don't stop in for no reason.
Well, why are you so happy?
But girl, I eat a whole half a grapefruit, 2 orange, and a big size papaya, girl. I could bring the world and tap me back. Especially me 2 wonderful young men and them. In the Minister Keith Claudius Mitchell and Gregory Boyin. Lord have his mercy. And your mommy and Mistress Mitchell. You could imagine? I'm bringing her straight home. Your mother. Let me tell you something, Sister Blossom. You know, when you're growing up, you have to be careful how you're moving around children. You think children are stupid? Children are stupid. Don't mind, they have a lot of sense. They have a lot of common sense. They could give some of us the big people. Little children are talking about. With this, Uncle Blaze and Uncle Gary. This thing they going on long with those teachers. But at those time, things was cheap. You buy now whole pound of saltfish for 50 cents. We will get that today. If the teachers and them, I don't think about the teachers and them. No, the body, the leader of the teachers, the union. Oh God, you take it easy now. Take it easy. And you see these little children are coming up now. What are you want to teach, and are you going in school, and are you teaching them, and are you this, and are you that? Those little children have all you in your mind. They go give it to all you, and it's going to be worse than now. Okay. Be careful with children. Children have a lot of sense. And especially those children, the Bible tell you, time to come. It don't reach yet, but we start to see it. It's sign and wonders and a lot of things coming on to it. So, Tanty Blossom, you give my mommy a big hug and a kiss.
I shall do that.
Okay, Papa?
Have a good day and a good weekend.
God bless you, and I love you, darling.
Love.
Okay.
All right. Open Line Friday here on To The Point. Somebody on WhatsApp says the government has run the country into the ground. We are now local beggars because we can't beg for more foreign aid. Another WhatsApper said, I realize the green juice drinkers are myopic. People, please don't attempt a sip of it. It also makes you silly. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
I find it so strange. Why I'm laughing is because I wanted to greet you as much as how this last your friend calling you. But I would take up too much time, so you go rob me of maybe 3 minutes. And you let me go straight to my point. This one is a point. I cannot see how intelligent people, I wanted to say so-called intelligent people, could make laws in cabinet and elsewhere telling you don't buy a vehicle or making laws that you shouldn't buy a vehicle over 10 years old. And they have now bought Grenlec with an engine which is ready to give up, which has 18 years. Is this economic sound judgment? And what I would think have to happen, I know they wouldn't pass on the cost to you. Suppose we have to buy a new one, as they are suggesting, we would have showed leading, we would have showed shutting down and so on. Maybe in the future, or if we didn't buy it, we would have had. Tell me, isn't that ridiculous to buy a machine which is 18 years old, and you're preaching to me, I shouldn't buy a vehicle, and you're making laws that shouldn't buy a vehicle that have about 10 years old, because you pass it now, you couldn't buy it from 10 years old. Isn't that ridiculous and poor economic thinking? So you would get the cost transferred to you in the next few months or in the next few years. That's good judgment. That's how we've been ruled. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Somebody on Facebook says, as it relates to the social fund, a study should be done first to determine the percentage of the population that is employed. Secondly, the Prime Minister stated that the funds would be administered by social partners. Look at what happened with Grenlec and their social fund. The company was working along with NGOs and other organizations. When the government realizes that they can't control the funds, they made things difficult for Grenlec. What assurances do we, the contributors, have that the government wouldn't remove the social partners and take over the administration of the fund? Good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Sorry, caller. Just turn the volume down on the TV or the radio.
Okay. Yeah, that's better?
That's much better. Go ahead.
Nice. I just called the same first time caller, but I'm always on the program. What I want to say is when Keith Mitchell died, you go hear all of them jump up and say how he was, oh, God, a good man. Thank you. Have a good morning.
Thank you very much, caller, and thank you for calling. Always appreciate when there's a first-time caller. Thank you very much. WhatsApp. Somebody on WhatsApp says, I am a retired teacher and I am grieved because of the way our teachers are treated. Sick out and the salaries are deducted. Silent but in the classroom, and they are accused of ill-using or ill-treating the children. Children have to learn to follow instructions. At least parents should be happy that the children are not unattended. Let's give teachers some praise. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
This thing with the teachers and this morning. This thing started in 2000 and when the last set of people were in office before, 2008 to 2013, when it started, they didn't get anything from those people at the time. And they didn't cuss, they didn't make noise, they didn't go. Nobody encouraged them to go and demonstrate and burn down town. It went fine. As soon as this administration came in, they start want to strangle the government for money. And that's not right. Now, if you say we live in a Christian society, and we have the COVID and so on, and the Prime Minister say, well, listen, it's going to cost this amount. Let us hold on until we could do that. They can't understand that. Right? And this is not right. This is not right at all. And I think, you know, if we live in a Christian society, we should really, behave as Christians. And don't try to strangle people for money at this time. And, I'm lost for words because I find it's not nice. It's not nice. We should really do better than that. And teachers understand that. They should really understand that. And the people who are pushing them to do these things, they are the same ones that didn't give them anything when they were in office. And they should look at that. Have a good morning.
Thank you very much, caller. You have yourself a good morning as well. WhatsApp. Hold on. Let me go by YouTube. Okay, no. Facebook, WhatsApp. Somebody on WhatsApp says, by the way, since we are all poor and vulnerable, especially those of us who work for 40 years and retired without a pension, who will really contribute to this fund? Good morning, caller.
Blossom.
Morning.
That was another first-time call on your program.
Thank you very much for calling.
But I always listen to your program.
Appreciate it.
Now, as it comes to the government and paying money, now people are judged based on their words. And if you're a leader or a manager and you make promises and you don't fulfill it, you will be judged based on that. Now, we were told some years ago that we had a structural adjustment program that was going to last for 3 years. And we were told to sacrifice. After 3 years, then we will put mechanisms in place to deal with the situations that we have to deal with. I'm talking on behalf of the government. Up to this point, we have not heard a word from the government as to what is the situation with the structural adjustment. Are we still in structural adjustment? Are we still in a situation where we cannot get increases? Cost of goods keep going up every week, every month, I can't name it. And then you have a government now who is promising again. Wait a little while. Come on. Who's fooling who? Once bitten, twice shy. People must understand. Things doesn't happen because you want to do it, Things happen based on the people who are making the promises. They are not coming through with their promises. They just keep telling you, giving you things to hold. We can't live with that. I wish I make some sense.
You did. Thank you so much, caller. Thank you for calling. You did make some sense. Thank you. Somebody on WhatsApp says, I don't know what is wrong with we Grenadians. We always fighting down our people. That's why our country could never rise, because we always fighting the Prime Minister. Because we always fighting. The Prime Minister is not forcing us to help. He says we could help. Just help. May God help us. He says, if we could help, just help. May God help us. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Blossom.
Good morning, Miss J. How you do?
I'm doing great.
All right.
I kind of skeptical, because I'm getting a feeling that I can't read the Word of God on GBN again. I don't know. Anyway, I just want to, just one verse of scripture I want to share with our nation this morning. It's in Isaiah chapter 60. It says, behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. The darkness, it's specifying a particular type of darkness. It says, behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. Behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Now you're speaking to a particular people, and it says that the darkness, and what the world is experiencing now is gross darkness. It's not, that the absence of light as such, but the evil that is being perpetuated on earth now is the darkness that is being spoken about in Isaiah 60. It said, behold, the darkness. And so that darkness, and it said, but And God would only be able to appear if there is repentance. I cannot help but quote 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people who are called by my name shall, one, humble themselves, there is too much pride, seek my face because we are not thinking about him, and pray and turn from their wicked ways.
Okay.
He said, then will I hear from heaven, will forgive their sins, and I will heal the land. So I'm asking Grenadians to turn from their wicked ways, ask Jesus to come into their hearts and lives, forgive their sins, and so he will heal the nation. Pray for the government, because you see, Satan uses people in authority to bring down the nation. And that's what Satan is gearing up now, to bring down, to do evil, to use those in authority to do evil so that the nation will suffer. That's what Satan's thing is. God bless you and have a blessing.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jeremiah. Ms. Jeremiah, it's not that we do not want you preaching the word of God on GBN. We've offered you a platform on the gospel station. We're just trying to keep to the point what it is, dealing with social issues. And I guess this morning can we use as an example, the discussions are going, and then we're kind of breaking away or straying away from some of the discussions that we have had here. So I'll get back to Mrs. McDonald in relation to the platform being made available for you on the gospel station. Back to the phone lines. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, sister.
Good morning. How you do?
A day, man.
All right.
The system killing me, and it doing it mercilessly. Help me, somebody. Boy, small business balling, we need help. Everything go up, and little money coming. How we gonna stand up, girl? We are to burn with belly. I just want to say to the Grenadian this morning, if you listen to the news last night concerning Gwen Lake, my heart started beating already, because when I heard this news about you as a big, intelligent people, this company run down this cylinder. It's costly to run. We don't have money. I'll find all this amount of money and go and break down buy a breakdown cylinder. Lord help us. Don't teach me. Have a good morning, sister.
Thank you. You have yourself a good morning as well. Let me go back by Facebook. Somebody on Facebook says the social fund is pure rubbish and lack of poor economic management and lack of foresight. Another WhatsApper says structural adjustment, it's ongoing. And let me go to WhatsApp before we go to the break. Somebody on WhatsApp says the proposal by the Prime Minister sounds great in theory, but not in practicum. Where would the accountability and monitoring of such lie Where would the accountability and monitoring of such lie if not with a recognized body? Let's take a break and then we're going to come back and continue. This is Open Line Friday here on To The Point. We'll be right back.
Now we can stay safe while at the same time reducing our budget to maintain a clean and safe environment at our home, school, office, church, or even on the bus. Fortune Foods has gone a long way to source premium products that are at least 30 to 50% less than other brands. That's right, 30 to 50% cheaper than other brands. We have a multi-purpose 80% strength liquid sanitizer for cleaning surfaces that is also safe on hands, as well as 70 to 75% gel sanitizers available in 1 gallon and smaller sizes. Plus, when you buy in bulk, you save even more. Right now, every dollar counts. Be wise. Sanitize with Fortune Foods range of sanitizing products.
Distributed by Fortune Foods Company Limited, Tempe, St. George's. Telephone 435-2247.
Exploring the beaten trails, discovering uncharted terrain, connecting with people and places, giving a renewed appreciation for our flora and fauna. We are out and about, from the crystal white sands of Grandin's Beach to the cascading and majestic temple of Concord Falls, the meandering of the St. John's River, or our undulating mountain ranges. We are Out and About. Saturdays, live on GBN Television, our Facebook page, and our YouTube channel. Out and About, rediscovering the untamed beauty of Spice Country.
The Grenada Food and Nutrition Council remind you to boost your immune system and give yourself a fighting chance against COVID-19. Consume foods that are rich in vitamin C, like fruits and vegetables. For example, oranges, grapefruit, mandarin, lemon, spinach, cabbage, and tomatoes. Vitamin B6 and folic acid that is found in chicken, turkey, fish, grain foods like oats, bread, local provisions, dry beans, and peas. Another immune system booster is vitamin E, found in nuts, corn, sunflower or canola oils, and leafy vegetables like spinach, broccoli, and kale. Iron, zinc, and vitamin D are also important to strengthen your immunity. So try foods like lean meats, eggs, lentils.
Welcome back to Open Line Friday here on To The Point. Let's go right back to the phone lines.
Good morning.
Morning, caller.
I want to say something that I remember Mr. Blair say. He tells some crooked politician in this country, all the sense he have, left the foot and go in his head, he's walking on it. And I remember he also said, he warned Grenadians not to put Grenada in Mitchell hand. Goodbye, thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Somebody on WhatsApp. Somebody on WhatsApp says, I think we need to start demanding how our money is being spent, because we are hearing about money we received for COVID, loans we get from the World Banks and other financial institutions, including the money from selling of our passports in the CBI program. We want them to tell us what happened to all these monies. Another WhatsApper, how can a prime minister come out and say the nation is suffering when he has the power to give a stimulus package? The World Bank has given government enough money to give the people as a package. The prime minister is asking poor people to contribute what they haven't got. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, my wonderful Blossom. How are you today?
Morning, I'm great. How you doing?
I'm blessed. Living the best of the world, Grenada.
Amen.
Now, I listened to news from March last year to now, and every country in the world have a problem with financial problem. Every country economy fall. It's just Japan and China right now, economy kind of build up a little bit. Last time we used news that England economy are fall down all. England economy, who all the manufacturing. Well, England, because from Europe right now, they have a problem right now doing business up there. So markets are closing down. Because they can't get goods from outside to come in the country easy. There's a problem. People work on different things, They went through this thing they call, bash up from Europe and go on their own. They make a mistake on their own. They have a lot of problems in England right now. Big problem with manufacture goods and from one to the next place to the next, another paperwork, taking longer, costing more, and other things happening in England right now. So if companies and things who a bunch all over the world closing down, bunches partly three-quarters of the world where they close down the companies. Things are not working good. They tell the things is bad right now. It's all over the world, economy falling. So if we have school of medicine who was our backbone for the years gone by, and they closed down so far, so we expect that our economy must fall. We have no manufacturing, nothing in Grenada. We have manufacturing, nothing much in Grenada. We have an industry and watching Grenada. We have things we are wasting, but nobody coming together and put it together to make money up, right? We have enough foods and things in the season, nobody doing that. We have enough home in Grenada, put up together, put in package and sell on things, we don't do local much in any case, So if the people who have it made in the past falling, so we never had it. We must expect we was on pressure today. Our economy, is no way compared to the world. Nothing in place, in Grenada from the beginning. You have to start from zero to go Grenada again, So I started building from zero to go back up. From zero, we didn't plan yet. And business people want money, so to invest their money, they want to spend money in the country and things. So all them things come on the government collect revenue is very limited right now. Revenue which they collect is very limited. So they're expecting that build up until they do the right thing. I mean, time is right. But upon this time, we other people start fighting each other and pulling each other, black people.
Okay.
Black people look fighting because when they fight on black man, you're a white man. You start fighting black people. We can't fight on black people all the time, so we are black people. Let's come together.
Okay.
We are one, know each other. Come on, black people. It's time we start fighting on each other, you know.
All right.
Part of slavery already.
Thank you very much. Thank you, caller. Somebody on Facebook says, it was said the first phase of the structural adjustment ended after the 3 years. Perhaps the second phase is in full effect. And somebody replied to that comment, second phase, it's ongoing. Good morning, caller.
Morning, greetings, Mr. Blossom.
Greetings.
Mr. Blossom, you know, our Prime Minister had a rise on Hopkins Fund. You have any knowledge about what if it's still existing or not? So probably you can get some from there. And the next thing I want to say is that now our Prime Minister, he was there long in Gary time, since in the Mongoose gang and secret police time he was there. When our ancestors give them message, they're still looking for Jesus to come. And when Jesus sent people to massacre us, we love that and we support that. And when they bring us down to what we are today and where they intend to bring us in the future, now they're using our own people. When they talk about black people must come together, when we talk in black people talk, we have to talk our universal talk, and that is where our strength lies. Not little individually and segregating ourselves. We have to look at this unification in a big way. Just like we want to unify with China and we want to unify with all of this country, let's unify from our roots. I don't say the mother earth. We began from one spot, and this spot, whether you call it Pangea, whether you call it Archibulan, whether you call it Africa, we as a little branch of there should have as much to get from there. But our leaders, if you notice the colonial orders that is set up that would keep us in this darkness that we are in, and if we don't check the ones that we put in there to lead us, how to govern, how to take care of our people's business, we have to start from the children so we could get what we want in the future. Give thanks, my sister.
Give thanks, my brother. Thank you very much. Back to WhatsApp. A few comments on the WhatsApp. Somebody says the million of dollars in drugs that went up in flames yesterday should have been sold and used for the social fund and to pay public servants. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, and how do you do?
Morning, I'm great. How you do?
I'm great myself.
Good.
I want to ask one question. Is gayism legalized in Grenada?
If?
Gayism.
Not that I am aware.
But I'm seeing this here about, from Saturday, about 2 nights ago, there's an advertisement on GBN.
That's exactly what the ad was speaking about, that it is not legalized.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Somebody on WhatsApp says, I want to know if there is curfew. I want to know, is there any curfew to many transport on the road during the curfew hours? I want the government minister to take the vaccine first so they can tell us how it is for me to know. For me, no vaccine. This vaccine is a money-making thing. How much is the cost of the vaccine? To get the vaccine, it's free of charge. Absolutely free. At least for now, there's no cost to getting the vaccine. Good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning. Morning. Yes. There was deferral talking about the increase for the teachers, the civil servants. There was a deferral of 25%. There was also a deferral of 2%, and now there's a deferral of 4%. 3 deferrals. So I don't know. We have to see if we have Job in our midst, based on the situation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Somebody on Facebook says, it is not shameful that our Prime Minister, in an independence message where we should be celebrating the word independent, our Prime Minister is telling us that we're more dependent than independent. So he's asking Grenadians to contribute into some social fund. The same Prime Minister who put so many taxes on the backs of Grenadians and never-ending structural adjustment program. Taxes on gas at the pumps, not one ease from that Prime Minister. No, it's like he didn't finish right Grenadians back, so he's back when he should be paying hard-working Grenadians a 4% that was signed by his government. He turned on them, asking them to contribute to a social fund, and worst of it all, he wouldn't go to Parliament, so no one will be held accountable, responsible in case any mismanagement of that money. WhatsApp. In the early days of COVID, a fund was set up with an account at Co-op Bank. What happened to that fund? Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Awesome.
Morning.
Could you tell me what's the situation with Super 6? Because for the last week and a half, it's been 210,000, and the Lotto authority is not saying anything.
Super 6, I believe. You usually play Super 6?
Yeah.
And the draw is held on Mondays?
No, but for the last week and a half.
No.
210, because
right, but
I'm saying that to say that last week, the radio from Carriacou, Vibes FM, said that Super 6 was cancelled because of a problem, emergency in St. Lucia. Now, why the Lotto authority in Grenada and tell the people that? This last week on Vibes Radio in Carriacou, the guy where we put it at the Super 6 was cancelled, and obviously it's cancelled because it's 210 for the last almost 2 weeks. So why did the authorities in Grenada not saying that? I went to a supermarket and the girl I'm going to ask about Super 6, she doesn't know. It's so shameful. I mean, the authorities in the Lotto should be saying something. Do you not think so?
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, caller. I was just told that they have said so that the draw has been cancelled. They've said it multiple times. I am just hearing about it myself. And the gentleman who's usually in the studio with the Lotto drawers, the Lotto officials, just informed me that they have made the announcement. I would keep scrolling on their Facebook page to see if I see it in the meantime. In case they did make the announcement and we just missed it. So let me go back to the phone lines in the meantime. Thank you, by the way, for the information, Timothy. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Blossom, and to all your followers. First of all, let me commend the government on that extra hour in the morning. I've been clamoring for it for weeks because I felt that it was a waste of productive time to tell people they can't leave their homes to go to the garden or to start work on a project or something like that between 4 and 5. So I must congratulate them for that. Now, about the social fund. Well, I'm not a man of much means, but I think I contribute significantly to my church and as a family on a one-on-one basis to funds that we have control over, rather than give it to into a pot where we do not know who controls or manages it. As a matter of fact, as a caller just said, on the onset of COVID, we had a fund called the COVID-19 Response Support Fund. Not only did we have an account at the cooperative bank, there were accounts in banks in other countries as well for people in the diaspora to contribute to that fund. We have not heard much about it or nothing about it. Who audits that fund? Where is it at this point in time? How much have we collected? How have the resources been distributed? Not a word. Another one that was raised earlier on, the national, the national fund, the one that's coming from the sale of passports. hundreds of millions of dollars. Hundreds of millions of dollars. We haven't had anything in terms of an audit of that fund. All we heard in the last budget was 167 million was going to be donated towards capital projects. How much is left? How much has been used thus far, and for what? So there are too many funds flying around in this country with no set management, no auditing. To add another one to that, it is very, very worrying. Let us get audit on those we have already. Tell us what we've collected, what it's been used for, how much is there, before you come into us as though we are so dense and ask us to blindly contribute to another fund. Come on, man, Mr. PM, do better than that. We deserve better as Grenadians. We need more respect than that from you. Thank you very much, Blossom. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bernard. You have yourself a good day. In relation to the lotto, I am seeing a notice on their Facebook page posted on the 4th advising that all Super 6 draws scheduled have been suspended due to an imposed curfew in St. Lucia be guided accordingly. And that message took effect, or the draws took effect that they're speaking about started February 3rd. So all lotto draws or Super 6 draws from the 3rd have been suspended because of curfew in St. Lucia. So that message has been on their Facebook page since February 4th. I guess maybe you want it to be posted elsewhere. I'm not too certain. Hopefully somebody's listening and would step up on the information a little bit. Let me go back to the social media. Somebody on Facebook says, fund here, fund there, fund everywhere, yet no money. Somebody else on Facebook says, in the NDC manifesto, didn't they mention about a fund to help Grenadians in need? Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Blossom.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How you do?
Okay, fine. Blossom, when you look at it, all to the world, they have the problem. It's also in Grenada. Every people's salary, especially those small business people, their salary are cut. Some people was working for $1,200 and $1,400. Some of them getting $800. I don't know how they're making it because they have so many bills to pay, right? Plastic bags, we don't use so much plastic bags anymore like before. But the thing is that the supermarkets are making a lot of money now because they're saving and spending on this amount of plastic bags they spend. But everything's gone up. Everything gone up. Instead of you go down because they spend less on plastic bags, they still go up. Right? Going back to the teachers, the government said they're going to pay them, right? So they didn't say they won't get the money. They're lucky they're working and they're getting a full salary, which a lot of people in Grenada, their salary are cut very, very badly. But they're getting a full salary. And the problem with them, they tell them they'll get it. Just hold on a while. And if you have to get 4%, maybe when you get it, you might get 8% because 4 and 4 is 8. Instead of getting one small one, you'll get one big one. So I think just hold on, teachers. Y'all are going to get all your money. And you'll get it big so you could buy something bigger than what you want to buy before. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. WhatsApp. Somebody on WhatsApp says, I would not contribute to Dr. Mitchell Susu because when I need my hand, we will have a big problem. Another WhatsApper says, work with my WhatsApp. Right. Super 6 was suspended due to curfew in St. Lucia and St. Vincent. They did say so multiple times during the draws. They are working to bring it back on Tuesdays and Fridays. So all the Super 6 enthusiasts, please take note. Facebook. Somebody on Facebook, I'm trying to keep up. There's a lot. Somebody on Facebook says, the Grenadian people are being tricked by their leader. Shaking my head, very sad. Facebook, the Prime Minister said he is willing to contribute to the fund and would like others to make contributions that should have already been set up. The social funds are unemployment benefits as they do in other countries, and he was using the scriptures which he is not adhering to. Good morning, caller.
Hello? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom.
Morning.
Let me just comment on fund. The Norwegian government have a fund for the citizens, the oil fund. I think it's 10% of all the revenues from oil. Every day, every minute, any citizen of Norway can go into the computer and see the status of the fund and how it is being invested. So, I mean, if Grenada want to have a fund, that'd probably be a good starting point. Any minute of the day, you go on your computer and you check and see the amount in the fund and how it's invested into. Just my 2 cents on that.
Thank you so much, caller.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Facebook. Somebody on Facebook, hold on, somebody on Facebook said, Mr. Bernard, you're asking too many hard questions there, And then somebody else on Facebook said, some pertinent questions. Don't expect any answers, though. Weren't we told that we shouldn't ask questions about the sale of Grenlick? Another Facebooker, and then we're going to go to another Facebooker. I was very concerned to see how drugs are destroyed in this country. From what I saw on the news, it is collected into a big pile in plastic bags and among tires and burnt. Can you imagine the toxicity that went into the air? Where is this taking place? I hope not in any proximity to residential areas. This speaks to lack of resources in our security forces. Saddening. The burning was held in the Pearls area. I don't know exactly which part of Pearls, if it's on the airstrip, if it's up in the bush, I'm not too sure. I just know the general area. Facebook. Wow, they're lucky they have a job. Taxpayers' money paying all year to call, so is NNP administration that lucky taxpayers paying them? And the Facebook comment that I'll read for now. This caller isn't residing in Grenada. Some public servants after tax are getting as much as $60 EC, etc. Don't be fooled into thinking that 4% is $4 million. Phone lines. Yes. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Blossom, and morning to your listeners and your viewers.
Morning.
I've been trying to get through for many days now. I mean, there's certain things I want to respond to certain things, and I'm not. But anyway, one of the things I want to say is that I want to believe that we're living in a Nancy land. A lot of things that are being discussed, especially by our leaders, sound like certain stories in their Nancy stories on them. For instance, the fund that is being proposed. If you know the story of Nancy and the tree planting, you'll understand the tomfoolery in this thing. Anyway, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. But I want to take issue with the minister that you had on this week. And I agree with one of the callers, he deliberately lied. I mean, when people lying openly like that, what do they expect other people to do in terms of the breakwater when you ask him the question? He knows that his leader, or our leader, said he take responsibility for not having had an EIA done. He said it in a social partners meeting in response to one of the civil society person's question. I mean, and they're going around the bush. I mean, thanks to the GIZ that's helping us out in terms of climate change and so on. Otherwise, we'd have doom. And that didn't come through that administration. I mean, we're in a situation where we need to help our people to understand the challenges that are facing us. And it cannot be done by fooling people, by going wrong in circles. We need to understand that this thing called corona is not going to go away. And what we have to do is to help people to understand that the expectation has to be altered so that we need to survive as a people. There are many other things that I want to take issue with, but it doesn't come to mind now. But it's sad that we have an administration. I have tried to avoid, making reference to them over time, but it's very unbearable now that they're lying openly to people, fooling people. I mean, look at what is happening in France. The French government have decided to shelve an airport project because two reasons. One, for climate, and two, the fact that in France, the traffic have gone down by is only a quarter of what it was before COVID. Now we are going and doing things to our airport, which that's not a priority at the moment. We need to make it, of course, to be user-worthy, but not the kind of expense they're putting us in and all the other expense, all the people they're bringing in here to destroy the environment and so on. Finally, it's interesting that when we had our minister, I'm getting a little agitated, on the radio, in total talking about climate resilience, it's interesting that he made no mention about food security, and there's a reason why. Maybe later on I'll explain that. Thanks. No mention about food security within the climate resilience thing. All is about money and funding and all that kind of nonsense. Thank you. I'm getting a little agitated. Sorry.
That's okay, caller. Thank you very much. I know what it means to be passionate about something. But take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Thank you very much, caller. Let me go to maybe have time for 2, maybe 3 WhatsApp comments. Somebody on WhatsApp says, we all know the Prime Minister has a strong backbone, but he's only human. Don't put all the blame on him. Give us time that our country can rise. Too much darkness is hanging over us. Let the light shine on our land. Keith Mitchell didn't create it. God help us, please. Another WhatsApper says, like the Prime Minister feels all Grenadians are fools. Social fund to help keep him and the NNP in power. We know and see how the nation's resources are being administered. He has to be mad. I'm watching the time. WhatsApp, the government, shortly after NDC came into office the last time, the outgoing ministers were owed some money. Can we remember the outgoing ministers' complaint then? The government does not want to give people the money they worked hard for, but they want to extract from the little they have. This is not fair. And the final comment that I'll read on the WhatsApp this morning, somebody says, I took out shares from Cable and Wireless when government was selling shares. To date, I can't hear anything about it. This was since 2008. Grenlec used to pay very good dividends. What's happening to dividends at Cable and Wireless? I can't even get anyone to ask questions. The company is still around because I write checks for my phone bills. I retired. That's all the time we have for To the Point this morning. Open line on To the Point. I know there are a few comments on the social media that I haven't gotten to, but in the interest of time, we need to end the program here. Coming up in just about 5 minutes, well, that's the scheduled time, at 10 a.m., the Government Information Service is expected to broadcast the inoculations, the first round of the vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccination program, the first doses will be administered effective this morning, and it is expected to be administered to several frontline workers, government officials, and advocates of the vaccine program. That broadcast is scheduled to begin at 10 a.m., and we will carry it here on the GBN because a lot of people are interested to see who is coming for the jab. So we need to end the program here as we prepare for that broadcast, which is scheduled to start at 10 a.m. In the meantime, have yourselves a safe and productive Friday, a safe and productive weekend. Remember, at 1:30 today, it's the Super 50 tournament carried live on Classic FM between the Guyana Jaguars and the Leeward Island Hurricanes. That's at 1:30 p.m. on Classic, and at 10 is the inoculation or the COVID jabs. Have yourselves a safe weekend. Happy Valentine to those of you who celebrate it. Continue to love each other whether you celebrate or not, and have yourselves a good day. Be good, be safe, be COVID-19 smart. Have yourselves a good one, everybody.